Welcome back to Anilyze. With the recent airing of Chaos Child, the kind of recent finish of Occultic 9, and news of an OWL-only movie adaptation that's not the Chibi series, there's something that I've been noticing that I've actually gone on board with. This isn't to scrutinize any particular plot points of these shows, but to outline how effective these shots are done. I'm of course talking about first-person shots. It's weird to think about anime in a first-person perspective, considering how no shows are actually done in a first-person perspective. Even looking at other mediums, the first-person genre is seemingly exclusive to games. Sure, some shows focus on certain main characters, and that's to compensate for light novel adaptations or even manga adaptations that are written in a way that is first-person. But what I mean is literally first-person, having shots from that character's perspective rather than an overview shot. Of course, having an entire anime from one character's perspective can be a little unsettling. It limits what you can see on screen, and from a medium that relies on always having interest on what's on screen, that can be a little dangerous to animate. Direction in any medium is important, and having shots that imply and employ more meaning or to add meaning to a scene is very integral. But we wouldn't be able to see those shots in tandem anymore if an anime was to be animated in first person. Sure, some shots like background shots and dialogue would be more interesting and can be done in a way that can imply more meaning, but it'll be a stretch. Going back to unsettling, if you're animating in first person and you really want a realistic presentation, then you'll end up with a lot of uncanny vomiting. It's extremely unsettling to be watching a first-person show when you don't have control. I don't think we'll ever get to that point since it's so inefficient and probably a very bad idea to animate that way, but what we can hope for is more first-person shots interspersed throughout scenes. Of course, these shots can be done to elicit emotions in many ways and often are done very subtly. For example, when a character is examining an object, cutting to a first-person perspective is probably a good idea, so that the viewers can get a better view of the object that's of interest. Of course, these shots are easily done and in no way are interesting in the way that the shots done in Chaos Child or Occultic 9 are. So, let's look at these shots then. The first shot I'll be talking about is Occultic 9 in episode 9. It lasts for about 17 seconds and happens pretty late in the story when Miyu is alone and explores an underground tunnel in search for answers. The entire situation is already unsettling since we have an idea of where and who she's about to encounter. There's also a sense of real danger about the situation, and to bring the tension even more, Miyu is doing this alone and we won't know if backup will arrive anytime soon for her. The lighting is turned down, and then first person. We see her walking. The camera shakes in tune, and we hear her breathing. Almost as if she's right beside us, as if we're walking with her. As we walk down this corridor, we turn with her, inspecting the walls of the tunnel. Turn when we hear something in the corner, and blink in surprise to the noises around us. The tunnel reverberates with each sound. This is immersion. And that scene sure as hell got me into where Occultic 9 wanted me to be, and it made it creepy as hell. That to me is amazing, and an awesome decision by the director. It enhanced the atmosphere of the scene and situation so much more by adding that extra layer. However, much of that is lost if the show as a whole doesn't hold up, and unfortunately this one amazing scene doesn't make up for the rest of the show. Though it is appreciated that the director took that extra step and instead of making a regular shot, a regular panning or overview shot of just us seeing Miyu walk through this corridor. The second scene I like to draw attention to is Chaos Child's first episode, which lasts for a total of 27 seconds. Chaos Child takes the first-person perspective on a whole new level by integrating the technological aspects of the show through a phone recording. Although the shot does add the unsettlingly closeness of their steps, it is overwritten by Takeru's own dialogue. However, as he continues down this dimly lit corridor, we are dissuaded by his dialogue by an audio scare, and his camera shaking in tune with that. Because we are restrained to just the camera's view, we are unsure of what the audio cue relates to, and thus the panic and fear persists until the shot pans out. Classic jump scare. The second shot happens when they enter the room, this time with the first-person camera view done horizontally so that we can see more of the room. This is important for the shot and location. The corridor they were in before was narrow, and to have us see it in a vertical screen makes us feel the claustrophobic environment and brings us into the atmosphere. The room is a much larger location, and the viewers and the characters have more breathing room. The ambient creepy music plays in the background as we walk into the room, and we have a clear audio indication of the currents moving to our right, which we then pan into to see the open window. All this adds to the mystery of the setting and allows us to feel further immersed into the scene. The window also gives us even more breathing room, making us feel as if the room isn't one that we are contained in, which it is. Right after the window, we pan onto the broken glass and into the dead body, with both the audio cue and Takeru's reaction drawing our attentions. We end on the body of the blonde girl, which gives us all information we need in the room. The room isn't locked, there are dead bodies, but as we shortly see, everything is a lie, and we become as terrified as the characters within. Classic horror. Of course, most of these scenes are done in effect to create atmosphere in a horror setting. Occultic 9 and Chaos Child is in no way horror anime, but because of these sequences of first-person shots become alike something I would like to see in a horror anime. I don't know any recent upbringings of horror anime other than the aforementioned Ao Oni or Blue Demon movie adaptation of the horror game of the same name. The trailer features a first-person sequence and it's creepy as all hell. More on that, these first-person shots are so well done in the manner it is because they add such gripping elements that other shots, again, simply wouldn't be able to convey. Looking into these situations from another camera angle would just bring us away from the characters and lose that sense of danger that these shots want us to feel. Camera angles are important, and direction in an anime means all the more if a shot wants to be good or very good. There's meaning in shots, and choosing the right perspective to convey meaning adds to it, and at the same time enhances meaning. First-person shots are great at conveying what the character is seeing, it's great at showing us an up-close profile shot of objects of importance, and it's great for atmosphere, and allowing us to empathize with characters. Most of the time, these shots are used sparingly, and for a good reason, but I like to see more of these done in interesting manners where it befits. Even if they mainly belong in the realm of horror and won't find themselves in other genres, it's still fun to look at these shots when they're used and appreciate the effort of great direction. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and this was Anilyze. If you liked this video, leave a like and maybe subscribe because we are the Otaku Box. We have a lot of other content, including other analyzes coming up and analyzes from the past. Also, we have podcasts and other Otaku-like content. Hopefully, that'll come in the future, and hopefully you guys will stick around for a bit more.